Alan Parsons says all the musicians he calls to be on his albums all have one thing in common. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. The new Alan Parsons album features Nathan East, also Lou Gramm, Steve Hackett, and Jason Mraz. He is famous for recruiting people, some famous, some not famous, and making albums sound like they're all-star events. The main singer in the Alan Parsons Project was Parsons' musical partner Eric Woolfson, who passed away in 2009. Behind him was Lenny Zakatek. Now here's a rundown of the main people who sang for the Alan Parsons Project. Woolfson sang 17 lead vocals, Zakatek 12, John Miles 9, Chris Rainbow 8, and that's just the singers, not counting the other musicians who were on those projects. Parsons says all the players have one thing in common on all these albums, whether they're solo Alan Parsons albums or project albums. He said one thing in common. When he called them, they all said yes.
When you decide to pick a song or write a song or put it together, is there ever a situation where you're thinking of players first because you're so famous for having a cavalcade of people on your albums? How does that work for you?
I think it's a trademark that I've had over the years to always, as you go from song to song on each album, that you don't hear the same voice twice. You always hear a fresh voice for each song. I mean, having said that, there are repeat performances. Todd Cooper, for example, sings 3 of the songs, one of which is a duet with me, but he's fairly present. But I love reaching out to famous and semi-famous artists to ask their participation, and it's always I've been blessed with a very positive attitude from just about everybody I've ever contacted to appear on one of my records.
Alan Parsons Project albums were famous for having instrumental openings. Well, they were famous for having instrumentals throughout the albums. And some of those instrumentals became hits. Sometimes people would listen to them and not know they were Alan Parsons because they were being used for sporting events, like Sirius from Eye in the Sky in 1982. You can hear that everywhere in sporting events, most notably basketball. Well, there's a song on his brand new album that's going to be used as sort of an anthem for the 50th anniversary moonwalk from Neil Armstrong.
A one-note symphony to me sounded like a rock opera. And tell me if I'm wrong. With the synth computer voice, I almost felt it was a tip of the hat to iRobot.
It's certainly got its roots in science. You probably noticed in the lyrics that we talk about the healing frequency of 7.83, which some scientists claim is the frequency that the entire universe hums at, and it holds everything together. And when it's reproduced, it's very difficult to reproduce, but when it is reproduced, it produces those overtones that you hear on the intro of the song. The song's actually going to be used for the 50th anniversary of Neil Armstrong walking on the moon at an event in Florida, commemorating that occasion.
No kidding.
Yeah. So we're excited about that.
We will have more from Alan Parsons coming up next week. Keep in mind, we have a whole video of Alan talking about The Secret, his new project where he talks about every single song on the project in order and tells us stories behind the theme, which is magic. There'll be links in the description of this video where you can watch that. It's on our sister site or channel, which is called Rock History Book. This is called Rock History Music. I know, it's confusing. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.